So, bit of a strange introduction to this video, but I'm making it at home, and the reason I'm doing it is I just didn't have time today to do anything because I'm using a new GoPro now. So what I had today was an F25, which is an X3 with N47 engine, and the cooling fan wasn't working. There was a check control message for that, and the AC obviously wasn't working either because the fan wasn't working, and the customer basically brought it in worried about it. Now, we saw on one of the last videos, which was for F15, we had a problem with the LIN control wire broken. Well, this wasn't that, it was something a little bit different. And on sort of first glance it seems an easy fault, but really it was a bit of a pain in the bum because I couldn't activate anything. The system works with, there is the DDE, then there's a relay, and then you've got the LIN. So you've got 3 wires on the fan. One's LIN, one's a power which comes from the relay. The relay, when it kicks over, sends power to the fan, and its trigger is the DDE. There's a wire on pin 8 of the DDE, it goes to the relay, terminal 85, that grounds it. There's already a live on terminal 86, there's a live on terminal 30 of the relay. It clicks over, terminal 87 output to the fan. Fan's already grounded to chassis. Then the LIN starts doing its job and pulse width modulates the fan to control the speed. So what I had no live. There's no live. Big thick wire, thick as my finger. There was no live on the fan unit. But I had 86 live on the relay. I had 30 live on the relay, but of course I had no output. And I had 12 volts on the ground wire. That was the problem. There was 12 volts on it. But as you'll see, at some point it was really weird because I actually had a ground, what I should have, on the DDE eventually when I wiggled the wires, and I had 12 volts on the same wire, which meaning that there was actually a break in the wire, and eventually it just broke completely. Because you can't have 12 volts on one wire and a ground on the same wire. It's not possible. It's to break the laws of physics, so it's obviously broken somewhere in the harness. And obviously customer decided to save a bit of money and just have me hardwire a new wiring. So we're not going to find where the wire was broken, but what you will see is a good bit of fault finding. Going to use the power probe, going to show you how I'm jumping the wires, and generally just the whole thing from start to finish. Now, I've got a new GoPro. It's a bit iffy. It's not perfect yet. I'm getting the hang of it. So it's not great, so don't hang me out to dry. But you get a good view of the workshop, which you don't normally get. And you get like a bird's eye view, or first person view. So without further ado, let's check out this and let's see if we can fix the damn thing. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.
Quite a lot of fault codes there, but what we'll look at first is the activation line short-circuited with, because that's important. That's the DDE line, that goes direct to terminal 85 on the relay, and that energizes it, and then that puts power to your fan unit, and then the LIN can control the fan. So we'll look at that, but we'll look at a few other things as well before that. So we've whacked the old ignition on, and we're looking at doing a test with this to activate the fan directly from the from Mister itself, from the tester. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It said error test module conditions not correct or something like that, basically because it knows there's a short. So it doesn't really tell you that. You just have to know that. Oh, let's give the relay a quick check as well. It's easy just to whack a couple of wires on, energize your coil, and then use the test bulb, use the power probe to power it up. So nothing wrong with the relay, but we know we can't activate it. So there's definitely like a major issue. So really the best thing to do is check terminal 86, check terminal 30. They should always be live. Ignition's off. The car's not asleep, but when the ignition is off and the car's not asleep, you should always have battery voltage on those 2 pins. This is just a quick test. How to check the winding resistance of a relay. You just basically get your meter, put your own, set it on your own meter setting, go between terminal 85 and 86, that's your coil positive and negative, and 70 odd ohms, it's about right. At this point, I didn't know, did I have a DDE fault? Did I have a fault with the line? And the worst thing is, it was completely sporadic, which means it was intermittent. Sometimes there was a ground there, sometimes there was 12 volts there.
Is going to be positive on it now.
It's released it, look. It's released it. Yeah, there's a short on the line there. So I'll just put a handy little diagram up for you just to show you what I did by bridging the terminal 87 output to the permanent live 30 with a good thick wire. Don't want to use too thin a wire. We then put power to the fan unit and the LIN was able to do its job and regulate the fan. I was able to erase the codes. I just had a code for the relay activation, but basically it was working after that. So that was a good thing to do. Then I just had to concentrate on why this terminal 85 wasn't working. So with everything built up and a quick road test, customer was made up. Always remember though, if possible, find the problem with the wiring, because what can happen is there might be other wires damaged. In the future, they may also rear the ugly head, and it's not good, is it? But we can only do what the customer wants us to do when we explain both options. They always want to save money, and you can blame them in this day and age. Everything's getting expensive. Anyway, main thing is it's right. So, one last thing. Thanks for subscribing, everybody, helping me grow. It really motivates me, all the support you give me. And it motivates me just to make more videos, really. And the more videos I make, especially when I get good feedback, don't forget to check out my new training video I did about SCR and AdBlue. People seem to like that. The more things I do like this, the better I feel. And it gives me all this energy and confidence and enthusiasm to just do more and more videos and basically to grow. I like to think of this channel that gives facts, knowledge, and no BS. Basically, logical fault finding that always leads to a logical outcome, and that is the car is fixed, and it's fixed in usually the most efficient way. So don't forget to click the old subscribe button there, and I'll see you next time. And have fun in your own fault finding endeavors. Thanks for the support once again; it really means a lot.